Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to make any woman chase you. So if you are looking to attract more women into your life, if you want the women to be chasing you, I have a few suggestions that you can do so you can start applying them in your life and start to have more success with women that you're dating or the women in your life that you may be currently in a relationship with. How to make your wife more interested in you, basically, and also any future women that you may encounter, so that you've got this in your toolbox to use if you start to go out there dating or start to attract new women into your life. So how can you make these women chase you and you can appear more attractive? So the first thing that I want to get into is it's really important that you start to build your confidence, because confidence is one of the main things across the board that most women seek for in their men. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be absolutely 100% fearless. It just means that you have to be more confident than the woman. It just means that you have to be more confident than her. Okay? So one of the ways that you can do this is by leaning into your masculinity. And one of the best ways that you can lean into your masculinity is by working on your deepest purpose, as David Data would say, right? He talks about the man's deepest purpose. Now, this could be for you, it could be your job, it could be a side business that you've got, it could be some sort of passion that you have, it could be like some artistic thing. But usually with most men, especially if they're very masculine, they have a dream inside of them, a purpose inside of them that pretty much means more to them than anything else in this world. Basically, he would sacrifice his woman for his purpose. So like if his woman said to him, I don't want you to do that anymore, he would not. He would continue with his purpose. He would willingly lose his woman over his purpose, basically. He would willingly lose anyone over his purpose. Okay? So that's how important a man's purpose is to him. So one of the best ways you can build your confidence is by leaning into that, is by working on your deepest purpose and whatever that may be for you. Usually it's very unique to every individual, and especially people who are very masculine, like masculine men. Okay, because sometimes you can get women who are a little bit more masculine. So for example, for me, I consider myself to be a little bit more on the masculine side. That's how my relationship dynamic is, because it's interesting, because what you'll see is that it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in a lesbian relationship like me, or lesbian marriage like me, I should say. It doesn't matter if you're a gay guy and you're in a gay relationship. And it doesn't matter if you're in a heterosexual relationship. There's usually one that's more masculine and usually one that's more feminine. Otherwise, there's no polarity. There's no sexual attraction. What you'll get is you'll get two people who are exactly the same. For example, for me, I remember once I went out on a date. Obviously, this was before I met my wife. And the woman who I was on a date with was very, very masculine. She rode a motorcycle. She was in the army. And being on a date with her just felt very, almost like I was on a date with a man, right? And that turned my stomach. I wasn't attracted to that. Whereas my wife is very, very feminine. So, for example, it takes me 10 minutes to find an outfit and get dressed, maybe even less than that, right? And if I'm packing for a holiday, I've got a really small suitcase full of stuff. I've literally put in there everything I will need for the day, those particular days. So, and it'd be very, very, very small. Whereas my wife, she may take 3 or 4 different options for just one day, right? So her suitcase is usually massive, right? So that's an example of, just a very quick example of how these kinds of things can manifest in all kinds of relationships. So, by leaning into your masculinity, then you need to lean into these traits that make you a man, right? What are some of the things that make you who you are? And one of those things is obviously your deepest purpose and your mission in life, and the thing that is most important to you in this life, right? So you've got to be able to build your confidence, and the best way you can do that is by leaning into your masculinity. Don't be afraid of these terms that are being thrown around these days about toxic masculinity, right? Yeah, of course, there are parts of the masculinity personality that can be very dangerous, but that's just part of masculinity, right? Obviously, masculinity is more aggressive, okay? But young guys especially are very, very afraid of being more masculine because of these phrases that get turned around. As usually as men age, they start to care less about what people think, and they start to live more truthfully by their own essence inside of them, which is masculinity. And they care less. Because I think that just happens with a lot of people as well, even with women. Not necessarily on the masculine front, but you start to care less about what other people think, and you start to live more authentically. But this is why a lot of young guys are single, and they're finding it really difficult to find a woman, and it's because they're just afraid of being who they are. And obviously that puts women off, because women usually want authenticity. Okay, and if you are masculine and you know that you're a masculine man, right, because you can get guys out that are a little bit more feminine, which is absolutely fine because we're all different. But usually with most men, your main core essence is going to be masculinity. So it's really important that you don't let that go, that you don't try and be more feminine because you think that's what other people want, and you think that's what women want. It's not. Women want a man, right? They want a guy. They want a guy's guy. Okay, they want the captain of the football team, right? They want that alpha usually, okay? So it's really important that you lean into your masculinity, that you are, doing your job, right? Because one of the things that women search for in men is security. They're looking for someone who's going to take care of them, who's going to take care of the bills, who's going to take care of the leadership role in the family. They're looking for a guy that is going to essentially make them feel safe. Okay? In all areas, like physically safe, financially safe, just safe. Okay? And that's when a woman opens up to be in her feminine. When a woman feels safe and comfortable, she lets down her guard. She's more open. She's more loving. She feels more relaxed. And therefore, she can be in her feminine energy, and essentially that means that you'll be able to be more intimate with her, and she'll be more willing to be more intimate with you. So this is like an all-round thing that you must maintain absolutely 100% throughout your relationship, right? So it doesn't matter if you're single right now. If you get into a relationship, it's really important that you keep your promises and you are that masculine man that she's desiring and hoping for. It's really important, because if you don't and you let her take more of the leadership role and she has to become the man, it's going to ruin the sexual polarity, and she's not going to be attracted to you anymore. And that's when things usually slide in the bedroom, when things stop happening like that. And of course you want to keep your woman attracted to you, so the best way you can do that is by being masculine, by being the leader, and by focusing on your deepest purpose, and by being the protector. That's the main essence of masculinity. So another way that you can make any woman start chasing you, right, as opposed to what I've just said, is you got to be engrossed in the process of creating a great life for yourself. So this also kind of leans into your deepest purpose, but also you need to think about how ideally would you like to be living? Like how much time do you want to be spending on your job? How much time do you want to be spending with your friends? What kind of friends do you want to have? What kind of area do you want to be living in? How would you ideally like to be living your life day to day, right? And then try to make that a reality for yourself. So if you've got, your deepest purpose, and this could be a job that you already have, you might already be in the perfect job for you. Then it's, working on that. Maybe you decided that, I really love my job and I'm not going to retire until as late as possible, basically, right? Things like that. You got to think about those things. And, of course, you've got to also be thinking about, how do I want to spend my free time? Right? Do I want to go to the gym? Do I want to go to a martial arts studio and learn a martial art? Do I like swimming? Do I like running? What kind of friends do I want to be around? You got to think about how you would ideally like to see your life. You got to have a vision, right? There's a quote. I don't know if it's from the Bible, but without a vision, the people will perish, or something like that. But it's true. You got to have a vision for yourself. You got to have a vision for your life. And women love a guy who's got a vision and who's happy and is inspired. Okay, so you may not be 100% happy with where you are in life, but at least you are trying to make a better situation for yourself. Okay, Now, another way you can make any woman chase you as well is that you got to take good care of your appearance. Now, this is a huge one, right? It's often a very basic one, but I have to put it in here, but it's really important, is that you take care of your appearance and how your body looks, right? So you've got to stay nicely groomed. You got to wear clothes that look good on you, or at least they fit you very well, because a lot of guys tend to wear clothes that are a lot more baggier than what they should be wearing. I'm not saying you should wear skinny jeans. I think skinny jeans are for little boys or for like emo teenage boys. Don't wear skinny jeans. It's just weird. Basically, right? If you're a guy, wear normal sort of trousers, but make sure they're not too baggy. Make sure that you can, see some of your shape, your figure. Right? Now, if you're out of shape, then that's one of the things that you got to work on, right? You just absolutely must work on that. I'm not saying that you need to be a bodybuilder or that you need to be like a stick, right? You just got to be a healthy weight for your age and for your height. That's all you need to do. You just got to be a healthy weight for your age and your height. I think there's like calculators online that you can easily find on Google that will tell you what your BMI should be for your age and your height. So go and check that out, go and do that, so you can figure out how much you need to weigh, so that you can look better, right? Because you want to be able to look good in the clothes that you wear, and you want to be able to look attractive to women, basically, okay? So the 3 things that I discussed in this video, just to go through an overview. So first of all, you got to build your confidence by leaning into your masculinity. You've got to be engrossed in the process of creating a great life for yourself, and you've got to take care of your appearance. And if you do those 3 things, you'll find that a lot more women will start to notice you. Yeah, sure, you may need to pursue them. They may just give you some eye contact, and you may need to go up to her and say how you feel about it, and say, hey, look, I think you're gorgeous. What's your number? Or hey, how about hey, what's your name? And then you have a little conversation and say, hey, how about we go to dinner tonight? I can pick you up. Or how about I meet you here at this place tonight, right? And one of the things that I talked about in this video is that you got to be masculine. You can't be afraid to do that, right? If you're afraid to approach a woman, then you need to get over that and find a way that you can do that. And one of the best ways you can do it is by practice, right? Practice approaching women. And if you're too scared to do that, then what I would suggest that you do is first start practicing on just normal people, just approaching regular people. They can be men, they can be old people, it doesn't matter, right? You just start by approaching people first, and then when that becomes comfortable, start approaching women that you find kind of cute. And then you can go up and upgrade to the women that you find extremely, extremely beautiful. Okay? And that's one of the best ways you can build your confidence as well. Because if that's imagine that you weren't afraid to go and approach anybody. You could walk up to anybody and strike a conversation with them. If you could do that, imagine how confident you would feel. Okay? Something to think about, right? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovage.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.